People see the highlights, the trophies, the name on the back of the jersey, but they don't see the moments when I sat alone in a dark room, asking myself, am I really good enough? I remember that day, the day that changed everything. That I walked up to the board in high school, searching for my name on the varsity basketball list. And it wasn't there. That it wasn't there. That I stood there frozen, trying to understand why that I thought it was a mistake. But it wasn't. They didn't choose me. They didn't believe in me. That I went home that day, and I cried. Not because I was weak, but because I cared. Because I believed this game was everything I had, and in one moment, it felt like someone took it all away. And maybe you've been there too. Maybe you've had a dream and someone told you you're not good enough. Maybe you've been rejected, ignored, left behind, and you start to wonder, what's the point of trying anymore? That night I sat in my room, tears still drying on my face, but something inside me whispered, you're not done. That voice wasn't loud. It wasn't heroic. It was quiet. But it was powerful. And that's the thing, the turning point doesn't come with a crowd cheering. Your name. It comes in silence. When no one's watching. When you're sitting there, broken, deciding if you'll stay down or stand up. So I picked up that ball again. I went back to the court not to prove them wrong, but to prove myself right. I didn't care if no one saw me. I didn't care if I was still cut. I just wanted to get better. Every single day. And that's where greatness is born, not under lights, but under pressure. Not when everyone believes in you, but when no one does. Because when you've lost everything, when you've been told you can't, that's when the fire starts to burn. And in that moment, I made a promise. I will never let anyone decide who I can be. People think success happens in the spotlight, but the truth is success is born in the dark. Every night while the world was sleeping, I was in the gym, sweating, shooting, missing, shooting again. Every miss became a lesson. Every bruise became a teacher. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't fun. There were no cameras, no fans, no applause. Just me, the ball, the echo of failure bouncing off the walls. But that's where I learned what most people never understand. You don't grow when it's easy. You grow when it's hard. You grow when you're tired, when your legs burn, when your mind says quit. But your heart says keep going. I remember one night I missed 10 shots in a row. I threw the ball across the gym. I screamed. I sat there on the floor, dripping sweat, hating the game I loved. But I got up, picked up that ball, and shot again. Because life's not about never falling. It's about never staying down. You see, people only see the championships. They don't see the thousands of missed shots, the injuries, the self-doubt, the sleepless nights. They don't see the tears. But those moments, those quiet, painful moments, that's where you find out who you are. And I want to say this to you, you don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need the courage to keep showing up every single day, even when it hurts. Because one day, all those little efforts will come together. One day, all those silent hours will scream for you, and the same people who doubted you will wonder how you did it. They'll call it talent, they'll call it luck. But you'll know the truth. It was the dark room, the pain, the discipline, the nights. No one saw that's where it happened. That's where you became something unstoppable. You know what's crazy? No one ever teaches you how to handle winning. They only tell you how to chase it. I had it all. The championships, the fans, the fame, everything I once dreamed about as a kid, standing on that cracked court in North Carolina. I was on top of the world. But the thing about being at the top, you start realizing how heavy the crown really is. Then, one phone call changed everything. My father, my best friend, my biggest fan, my compass was gone. Murdered, just like that. I remember sitting there, staring at nothing. The sound of the world went silent. Reporters were calling, people were talking, but all I could hear was my heartbeat. Slow, heavy, empty. I didn't care about the game anymore. I didn't care about the lights, the cameras, the cheers. What's glory worth if the person you wanted to share it with isn't there? I tried to play. I really did, but every shot felt heavy, every arena felt cold, and one day I woke up and said to myself, I can't do this anymore. So, I quit. I walked away from basketball. The world was shocked. Michael Jordan retired? They couldn't believe it. But the truth is, they didn't know what it felt like to wake up and feel empty. Have you ever been there? That place where your passion turns into pain? When something you once loved starts to hurt you just by existing? When life hits you so hard you forget who you are? That's where I was. And maybe you're there right now. Maybe you've lost your spark. Maybe you're tired of fighting battles that no one sees. Maybe life took something from you, a dream, a person, a reason, and you're just trying to breathe. And I want you to know something. That pain? It's real. That emptiness? It's heavy, but it's not the end of your story. Sometimes life has to break you to rebuild you. Sometimes you have to lose yourself to finally meet yourself. So I walked away. No crowds, no cameras, Just silence. And in that silence, I started to remember who I was. I started playing baseball not because I wanted fame, but because I wanted to feel human again. To fail. To learn. To rebuild, and guess what? I failed. I wasn't great. I wasn't even good. People laughed. Jordan's done. He can't play baseball. But they didn't understand I wasn't chasing perfection, that I was chasing peace. Every swing I missed taught me more about life than every basket I ever scored. I learned that sometimes you have to start over. Sometimes you have to walk a new path just to remember how to stand up. That's what life does to all of us. It strips us down. It tests us. It takes away everything we thought we couldn't live without, and then it whispers, "Now show me who you are without it." And slowly, pain became fuel, loss became strength, and I started to feel that fire again. That quiet voice deep inside me whispered, "You're not done yet." And that's when I knew the world hadn't seen the best of me, not yet. When I finally decided to come back, it wasn't planned. There wasn't a big announcement. No marketing campaign, just 2 words, "I'm back." That's all it took. But behind those 2 words were years of pain, doubt, reflection, and silence. When I stepped onto that court again, the smell of the gym, the sound of sneakers on the floor, the crowd humming in anticipation, it felt like coming home. But it wasn't easy. I wasn't the same. My body had changed. My rhythm was off. People expected me to be the old Michael Jordan, but I wasn't him anymore. And that was the lesson: you can't go back. You can only move forward. The real comeback isn't about returning to who you were. It's about becoming who you were meant to be. Every game, every shot, every mistake, I had to relearn everything. The pressure was heavier. The critics were louder. But something inside me had changed. I wasn't playing to prove anyone wrong. I was playing to prove myself right. Because here's what people don't tell you about greatness: it's not the victories that define you. It's the moments when no one believes you can rise again. You see, when you lose everything, your confidence, your direction, your why, you start realizing that success was never about trophies or fame. It was about becoming unbreakable. And that's what I became. Not because I won, but because I refused to quit. When we won that championship after my return, I dropped to my knees, clutching that ball, tears streaming down my face. Not because of the victory, but because of the journey, because of every lonely night, every doubt, every moment I thought I'd never come back. That ball wasn't just leather. It was a symbol of everything I fought through, everything I lost, and everything I became. And that's when I realized something powerful. Failure doesn't destroy you. It defines you. You see, every person watching this right now has their own version of that court, that loss, that moment when life says, "You can't." And that's where your story begins. Maybe you got rejected. Maybe you're broke. Maybe you're tired of trying. Maybe life's been unfair. But listen to me, the comeback is always stronger than the setback. Every single one of us has a fire. Most people never find it because they quit when it hurts. But if you can stand through the storm, if you can keep moving through the pain, you will come back different, sharper, stronger, hungrier. So the next time someone tells you you're done, smile. Because they have no idea what's coming. And when you rise, and you will rise, they'll call it magic, they'll call it destiny, they'll call it talent. But you'll know the truth. It was the pain that built you. It was the failure that formed you. It was the heartbreak that fueled you. You'll look back and realize the comeback wasn't just about proving you could win again. It was about proving that no matter how hard life hit you, you were never truly broken. So get up. Wipe your tears. Take one more shot, because your "I'm back" moment is waiting.